Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Testing Tricks. Today I'll show you how to create epic tasks, subtasks, and also how can we change the status of those tasks. Okay, so in my last video I have already explained how to install JIRA in your system. So let me create epic first. Okay, so this is the project name testing demo which I have created last time. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll go with epic creation. So for that, what I need to do, I have to click on this particular create option. Okay, so click on create. So as you can see, work type is already mentioned: epic, feature, tasks, stories, everything is mentioned in this drop down, right? So I'm selecting epic here, and I'll mention one name of the epic, suppose module 1. Okay, now you can mention the description also. This is the module 1 release. Now after that, what I need to do, you have to mention the particular due date, because labels and parent is not required to give anything because epic is the main parent, so no need to mention anything in the parent section. But due date you have to mention when you want to release this particular project, right? Or particular epic. So for that you have to mention one due date. So just mention the date. Any random name, a random date I'm giving right now. Okay, so now you can see uh, this is the date I've given, 8/8/2025. Okay, and start date you can mention any of the start date you can mention here. Suppose let me check with the dates. Suppose 25 we are giving. Okay, and after that you can just click on create option. So as you can see, so this particular epic we have already created. Okay, so this is the epic details. Module 1 is the epic name, and the current status is in to do status right now, and the due date is 8th of August 2025. Okay, so this is the release date. We have mentioned that this on that particular date will release this particular epic. So now I want to create user story or feature, right? And on that particular user story or feature we will create few subtasks. So right now we'll go to create option, and from this drop down you have to select now tasks. Okay, or I'll create first story, then after that we'll create a task. Okay, so I'll create one user story. So for that you have to select story from the drop down. Okay, now you can mention story 1. Okay, so now come down, similar way you can give the due date here. Suppose I'm giving around 30th of this month. Okay, now what you can do, parent you can select the epic one, because those stories, user stories, will be a part of that particular epic, right? So select the parent is this one, module 1. So module 1 is the epic. Inside that epic you are creating this particular task, means user story. Okay, now click on create. So if you click on create, then what will happen? Just close this. So if you expand this, so you can see this particular story is also created. Okay, so this story is a part of this particular epic. So if you hover on this particular logo, you can see epic is coming, right? But if you hover on this particular icon, story is coming. So you are creating story inside this particular epic. Okay, because epic is the parent task. Inside that you are creating story. Now inside a story you have to create multiple child tasks. Suppose testing task you want to create, right? So just click on this plus option and you can mention test case design. Okay, and also you can just click on create option. So what will happen, inside this story I am creating one test case design task. Okay, now test case review and test case execution also I need to create. So for that, from that story you just click on plus option and give the second task name, that is test case review, and click on this create option. Okay, so now second task is also I have created inside this story. Now one more task I have to create. Just click on this plus option, test case execution. Okay, now click on create. So as you can see, multiple tasks we have created inside this particular story. So all the tasks will be a part of this particular story. If you'll just expand it, this is test case execution, second is test case review, third is test case design. But inside this particular story, those tasks are available, right? But this story is available under this epic. So if you click on this epic, okay, so then you can understand all the flows, all the tasks whichever we have created, all will be a part of under main parent, which is epic. Okay, so under this epic we have created one task, one story. Inside a story we have created multiple tasks. Okay, so all the for all these three tasks, parent would be story, but for this story the parent would be this particular epic. Okay, so now you can check the status. All the status is right now in to do. So how can we change the status? Just click on this particular first test case designing activity you are doing, right? So just click on this particular task and you can change the status from to do to in progress. Okay, now you have to do just okay, now just check the status right now in the previous page. Just if you come and if you refresh, then look, the test case designing status is right now changed from to do to in progress. Okay, now suppose this task you want to change the status. Now test case designing is completed. Now you want to do for review. Now click on this particular task and change the state from to do to in progress. Okay, now click on outside. This task is also now from to do to in progress. Okay, now test case review is also done. Test case design is also done. So now we want to change it from in progress to done state. So just click on this test case designing task and change it to in review to done state. First we'll change it to in review. Review is also done. Okay, and after that you now change it to done stage. Okay, so now if you click on outside, you can understand that this test case designing task is now done. But test case reviewing is still is going on. Okay, so test case review is also right now we have already completed test case designing and reviewing is also done. So in that case what you can do, you can just click on this particular task and you can change it from in progress to review. Review is also done, and now review to done state. Okay, now click on outside. Now these two tasks right now it is closed. We have already closed. So in this way you can change the status of those tasks. Okay, so yeah, so that is all from my side today. Thank you.